What's up, fam? It's me, Sean from Sean's Thoughts, our one half of the Let Me duo of Sean and April. Coming here late night with just a little message. I got friends all over the world, so by the time I post this morning in some countries, but it's about midnight here in Washington. Um, Tonight I wanted to talk. I'm kind of talking about the same things I tend to talk about when I'm sitting here, um, and that is we have to. And there's the suggestions. Again, this is not that I know everything, but this is something that when I see a trend, I kind of want to jump in and give somebody. Maybe somebody needs to hear it. Right, hear this. I know if I was in a place, I'd want to hear this. Um, I was one on Twitter today, um, and this tweet I saw kind of culminated the thought, which is why I'm now sitting here. Again, this is going to be those kind of quick little messages. Somebody posted, "No one on this planet could handle what is wrong with me," and it made me think how often we spend our time uh, forcing and pushing and holding on to the negatives, things that we have adapted and adopted for ourselves, right? Here's the thing: no matter what you're going through, you are strong enough to do it. No matter what you're going through, if no one on this planet is strong enough, you're strong enough, right? I've seen so many people make declarations and they're almost proud of it, but they're not proud. They're holding on. And so when somebody tries to help, somebody tries to help, or somebody tries to bring something positive, someone tries to come in and give them a hand up, they're fighting them. You know what I mean? They're fighting them. A good friend of mine's said, well, I'm just crazy. And I'm like, you're not crazy. Maybe we're confused. Maybe we don't have all the answers. Maybe you know what? We've learned bad coping skills, and we don't understand. So that's why we're negative to ourselves. You maybe we have been shown horrible examples of how to find ourselves. As I know, as a young man, I never expressed myself at all. Right, I bottled everything up, so much so that when I was in basic training, after answering a few questions on a questionnaire, I had to go see. I had to do another evaluation, and they sent me to go see a specialist, this major, who swore that I was going to snap on duty. I was actually in the military as a military police officer. That was what I wanted to go in as, and I lost that job because this doctor felt that I bottled everything up, which I did, but he felt that there was no outlet and I was going to explode on somebody. I never did. I was able to do 22 years in the military without actually snapping or murdering anyone. So, yay me. But the truth was, I didn't have the skills. I wasn't taught how, or I wasn't comfortable with expressing myself. But I also wasn't holding on to the fact and telling people that this is how bad I am. Look at me, you don't understand. No, when you're searching for something, ask people, reach out to those who do understand, because we're not alone. There's nothing new that we're going through. If you can think of it, you probably there's probably somebody on the planet that's gone through it. That doesn't mean they know everything. They know how to do everything, but you're not alone. So today or tonight, I'm pointing out. Stop, planting your flag and showing the world and telling the world that you're broken or you're unfixable or you're. I mean, it's amazing how many of us, covet and search for and bathe in the negatives that we see in ourselves. We look in the mirror. You know what? Here's the thing. You are better than that. You are stronger than that. You may not know how yet, but it takes one step at a time. You know what I'm saying? You can go, any one of us can run a marathon. Even if you have fake artificial legs, even if you're in a wheelchair, there's a way and a will to do it, right? To do anything. But the first thing is we have to believe that we can, right? Or we have to believe that there's hope or there's help. But if all I'm living in is in a place of lack of hope or lack of faith in my ability or someone else's ability to help push me up, then all I'm going to do is fight until I can wallow in the despair that I want. No matter how much is around us, no matter how much, I'm going to end this here in about say 30 seconds. But no matter how much it comes in, it's almost like being caught in the riptide, right? And I'm going to end up with this thing. It's like being caught in the riptide. If you don't know what a riptide is, it's the undercurrent on the ocean that basically pulls you under, and you can't fight it. Some riptides are short, some riptides are long. If you're a surfer, I got this when I was in Hawaii. A surfer told me, say, here's how you deal with a riptide. He goes, one, you don't fight it. You just let it take you out. And it'll die down, and then you can catch your breath. If you try to fight it, it's going to roll you. And people drown in riptides because that's what is going on. You can't get your air. You can't get your footing. You can't get up, and you can't stand up and recope. Somebody's got to try to save you, right? But if you ride it out, you go into a little deeper water, but you can get above water. And you can catch your breath. You get your wits about you, and then you can swim to safety or get taken to safety, right? That's what being in this despair is like. That's what being in this and volunteering and carrying these flags of how screwed up you are is. You're in a riptide, and the only way you can get out of that is to let yourself go through it. Some days we're in a bad place, and that's okay. Some days we're feeling sad, and that's okay. Some days we don't want to touch people. We don't want to be around people. We don't want to do any of that thing, and that's okay, right? It is okay sometimes to be in that thing, but it's not okay to stay under the water and to stay in the churning water because we don't know what's up. We don't know what's up. We don't know what's down. All we know is when we can't breathe. And eventually that's going to suffocate you. So stop asking and begging to be in this negative space. You are better than that. All right. So this is me. I wanted to be quick. So we're going to go 8 minutes. Right. Again, this is Sean. I say these things to hopefully help somebody who may need it. Follow us, myself and April. If you haven't subscribed to our page, it's Let Me, Sean's Thoughts, right? And it's all about trying to get people to understand life and do things better, right? Thank you for everybody who watches our videos, for everybody who gets in the conversations we're always in. This is a late night thing. I don't know who's going to watch it, but I love doing these things. And stay tuned for a new Let Me episode coming out really soon. Sean, last word. You are not broken. You're not damaged. You're not a piece of shit. You're not horrible. You are more than what you think you are. You just don't know yet. And tools can be built and habits can be reframed, and we can do better. Okay? So this is me. Thank you all. Have a great day. Remember, live every tiny moment exceptionally. Let me. Peace.